All right, good afternoon, Arkansas. Well, actually, good evening, Arkansas. This is Assistant Chief Forecaster Cam back here once again. I'm here to give you guys a live stream going over the potential of seeing some severe weather as we get towards today on Wednesday. And I want to talk to you guys about your Tuesday as well here. So you guys do me a favor, like spread this live stream. That way you guys can stay ahead of the updates in terms of what's going on Wednesday here. And then once I go over all the information, kind of what you saw on the winter outlook, I'm going to pull up the questions on here, and if you guys have any questions you want to ask me, go ahead and ask. It can be about, the pattern coming up, anything like that. So first and foremost, I want to talk to you guys about tomorrow here. Now, this is going to sound like a broken record. We've talked about this for probably the last month or so about the wildfire danger, but with tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit more enhanced than it has been over the last couple of weeks here because of the fact that we're going to have southerly winds here. Okay, so we're talking 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour up there in northwestern Arkansas. Fire danger is going to be there. So remember, tomorrow, don't throw your cigarette butts out. Don't burn inside or outside. Just don't burn it all, folks, for tomorrow here, okay? Now, what's going to end up happening as we get towards the day on Wednesday here is you're going to have the potential of seeing severe weather. Now, you saw this first thing this morning. There hasn't been any changes with this, but I do believe that marginal risk will probably end up in southern Arkansas as we get towards late tonight and the early part of your tomorrow morning. We'll have updates with that as well. So obviously this is a level 1 marginal risk at this point. Timing right now, we're talking Wednesday afternoon and the Wednesday evening. Model guidance is all over the place in terms of storm initiation. Where is it going to take place? Are we going to see any severe weather, etc.? But the biggest thing with this is we're going to have to watch for the potential of seeing some isolated severe weather as we get towards the day on Wednesday. And yes, this does bring some rainfall back into Arkansas. It's not a lot, unfortunately, and I'm going to continue to try to search for more rainfall, guys, but right now I'm not seeing a whole lot of rainfall with this setup here, but I am concerned about the potential of seeing some severe weather, mainly a wind and hail risk as we get towards Wednesday. I'm really concerned about the wind damage threat because of the fact that our trees are so weak because of the ongoing severe drought, that any thunderstorms that get going in terms of severe weather potential can easily bring down tree limbs and cause some isolated power outages. So just kind of keep that in mind. We'll be live if needed on Wednesday to kind of go over all that. I'm not expecting a major amount of severe weather, and all it takes is just one storm to get going, right? So do me a favor, as I said before, kind of spread the word about the severe weather potential. I'm mainly happy about the rainfall potential. I know it comes at a cost in terms of severe weather potential, but the rainfall potential with this is not going to be a lot, but we'll take as much as we can get with this particular setup here. So let's go ahead and talk about guidance real quick. And once I go over all of this, I'm going to answer some questions. And I got a lot of comments coming in at this point. And I'm going to kind of pull them up here in just a second here. But this is as we get towards the day on Wednesday here. Now, the biggest thing is the instability. And model guidance right now is all over the place in terms of the instability here. The biggest sun, as I said before, is going to be across South Arkansas here. So bear with me for just a second to see if I can get this up. But it's going to be right through here. Okay, I say from Little Rock down to southwestern Arkansas. I think that's going to be the better shot of seeing some severe weather as we get towards the day on Wednesday. We'll have to wait and see what future model guidance does by this point. But you can see your instability, 600 upwards to 2,000 down here in southwestern Arkansas. Obviously, it's going to be wind and hail threat. The tornado threat with this, not expecting a big tornado threat just because we don't have a lot of wind shear to work with, especially in the low levels. However, anything occurs, this is Arkansas, we could have that random tornado warning that goes down, stuff like that. So we will be here in case anything does kind of get going as we get towards the day on Wednesday. But I'm not expecting a lot of tornadic activity here. I think the biggest threat is going to be wind and especially the hail threat as we get towards the day on Wednesday here. So here's the kind of the simulated radar here. And don't take this for 100% granted. This is obviously going to change over the next day or so, but you can see kind of some isolated showers, thunderstorms getting going across central Arkansas here. And you can see by the time we get towards that 7 o'clock time frame on Wednesday, could be some isolated supercells down there in South Arkansas. North Arkansas, we will have to watch you guys as we get towards late tomorrow night and the early part of your Wednesday morning, but it shouldn't be a lot of severe weather with that. But I will have to watch for these isolated cells that get going. Some of these could be producing some decent hail and some high winds with this down here in South Arkansas as we get towards the day on Wednesday here. And obviously rain chances are still going to be there. We had 50 to 60 last night. I still think that's still going to remain the case. Let's back this up a little bit and show you guys why here. Okay, so this is first thing Wednesday morning. We've got some showers, thunderstorms up here in northwestern Arkansas. A few pop-up cells across central and south, nothing major. This line does not make it into the state. It kind of fades out as it pushes down into central Arkansas, and then it leaves a boundary, and that boundary kind of sparks up more showers, thunderstorms across the board. So obviously not a lot of rainfall with this. Let's take this a little bit out, and let's show you guys the rainfall potential with this. And I said before, unfortunately, it's not going to be a lot of rainfall. We're talking quarter of an inch. Some places may get very lucky to see an inch of rainfall here, but not a lot of rainfall with this system, guys. We're going to continue to try to monitor for more rainfall to come in, but this is not going to get the job done here. But it's better than nothing. It's very better than nothing across the board here. Okay, now I said before, the severe weather potential. Let's back this up a little bit. Let's go over to our supercell composite real fast here. And I said before, I would watch South Arkansas here. You can see some yellows and the red kind of pop up. I would watch for a wind and hail threat, tornado threat. If a tornado threat were to be realized, it'll be an outflow boundary, storm kind of initiate on the boundary, and you may get a random warning. So just kind of keep that mindset on Wednesday that I'm not expecting a lot of tornadic activity, but if a random warning comes up, obviously we're going to be here. We're going to keep you guys updated on that potential here, okay? Now, as I said before, I think I've gone over all the information I can. I'm going to go over and pull over some comments at this point, and I do appreciate you guys for sharing this. It's the biggest thing here, and we need the rainfall across the board here. So I see one from Liz. Y'all are the best. Thank you so much. Excited for the rainfall and not the other mess. I know. Obviously, we got the severe weather we got to deal with on Wednesday here, but we'll take some rainfall. Quarter of an inch, half an inch of rainfall. It's not a lot, but at least it will get the job done across the board here. Okay, so let me see here. Tulsa. We actually had rainfall over there. I know you guys saw some rainfall over there in northwestern Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma last night and today. It was actually kind of a forecast bust. I didn't have any rainfall chances for you guys, and it actually happened. So that's actually a really good thing that forecast busted. But if you guys saw rainfall this morning, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it because we desperately need it across the area here. And I think I shared a graphic this morning. I can actually pull that up because I've had a lot of people kind of ask me how bad is the drought here in Arkansas. This is how bad the drought is. Some places over there in western Arkansas, you need a foot of rain to get back to at least normal. I mean, we're not talking about flash flood potential or anything like that. We're talking just to get to the normal level. You need a foot of rain just to get to that level, and then you need even more than that to talk about flash flooding. So this is why the drought, this is why we're stressing so much about the drought and the wildfire potential. It's because we desperately need it across the area here. Some areas, before back in eastern Oklahoma, you need well over a foot of rainfall to get back to normal. Down here in southern Texas, we're talking over 15 inches of rainfall. So this is significant drought that is ongoing across the area here. But unfortunately, I don't see a lot. Let's take a look at the Euro real quickly here. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Also, thank you for the stars, by the way. Thank you guys for the donations. It really helps out with the page as well here. Okay, but if y'all saw rainfall this morning, let me know in the comments as well here. Okay, so from Sheila, I'll take whatever we can get. Let me see. Woodruff County is like a desert. I know. Same thing here in Pulaski and Saline County. We and Derek yesterday looked around some rivers, and I mean, some of them, it actually looked like it wasn't even a river to begin with. It's just a lot of sand and dirt. I mean, we desperately need the rainfall across the area here, and unfortunately, we have a little bit on Wednesday. Saturday, severe threat. I saw, and one of my friends just sent me a message about that. I saw that from the Euro last night. I don't know if it carried over to today's run. Let's see if we can kind of take out. This is the rainfall totals, by the way, per the Euro. Let's see if we can get this out just a little bit. But obviously, we got some rain showers. You may see a little bit overnight tonight. First part of your tomorrow morning over there in eastern Oklahoma. Not much of the rain in terms of rainfall potential. Here we are as we get towards Wednesday. Obviously, some severe weather can get going. Wind and hail, main threat. Isolated tornado, I wouldn't rule it out. But let's see here. I believe there's Saturday's event. Okay, so it still has the severe weather potential as we get towards Saturday. So Saturday will be another day that we will have to kind of keep an eye on. Let's take a look at the instability real quick per the Euro. And I believe what happens is the front that comes through Wednesday and Thursday backs up to the north, comes back as a warm front, and we have the instability kind of getting going here. Okay, so it's not as aggressive as it was with the 0Z last night. However, we will have to kind of watch that Saturday, Sunday time frame here, but it will definitely bring some more rainfall chances across the board. So let's go back over to the precipitation total real fast here. And obviously this is the Euro, by the way. Euro verifies it will be our best friend, especially our folks down there in southern and southwestern Arkansas here. But it does have a good amount of rainfall for you guys down there. 1, 2, 3 inches of rainfall, we will take it if it happens. So Bureau obviously are coming in the clutch, definitely our best friend at this point here. Okay, so let me see here. Definitely need some rainfall. What about Drew County here up there in southeastern Arkansas? I think for you guys down there on Wednesday, I would primarily watch for that wind and hail threat. If any supercells kind of get going, we'll have to watch out for that. Tornado threat, very, very low. I mean, I wouldn't give it a 0 chance because we've seen stranger things happen here in Arkansas, but I would give it probably like less than a 5% chance of happening at this point. I'm really concerned about the wind and hail potential when these storms that get going on Wednesday. But definitely down there in southeastern Arkansas, I think you guys will probably end up in that marginal risk by the time we get towards late tonight and the early part of your tomorrow morning here. Definitely need some rainfall across Faulkner County here. Yeah, we took a look at that yesterday, and it's bad. I mean, it's not just localized drought. I mean, it's a statewide area here. So we desperately need some rainfall here, and I'm praying that the European model actually comes through with this rainfall totals here. And you can see, let's take this out just a little bit, and this is over the next 10 days. And you know, obviously, this looks good on paper where you see the 3 to 4 inches of rainfall down there in southwestern Arkansas. However, if you're talking about that little bit of rainfall over a span of 10 days, that means your drought's going to get worse. So don't be surprised if you see some exceptional drought kind of sneak its way into natural state. Really dreading that outlook coming out on Thursday for the drought outlook with this here. But definitely we do need some rainfall across the board. So let's take a look at the GFS, and let's see what the GFS does here. So as I mentioned before, on Wednesday, not a lot of rainfall. If you guys see rainfall on Wednesday, feel free to send those videos in. Send those videos in of the rainfall. We'll post it on the page because we desperately need it here. I think I saw a comment yesterday about how rainfall right now is just as good as snow in the wintertime here, and I couldn't agree more with that statement here. So we're going to take the GFS out. Let me see if I can back this out for about 3 hours here, and we're going to take the GFS out here. So the Euro's obviously our best friend. GFS may not be our best friend here. Let's take a look. And there's the GFS here. So this is for Saturday and Sunday. We'll have to watch. Forecast comes out around 7:38 tonight. We will have to add some rainfall chances with that as we get towards that Saturday and Sunday time frame, which is great news. So there's another shot of rainfall coming up this weekend. But obviously, the GFS is not as aggressive as the Euro. We can take this out. Next week looks dry across the board. And we can take this out all the way to about 240. And this is it. This is it for next 10 days across the area here. So not a lot of rainfall coming our way here, but the next 2 days, next 2 events, excuse me, we'll have to watch it very closely here. Okay, so the Mississippi River. Yeah, I saw Ryan Vaughn up there in northeastern Arkansas. He posted about that the other day, and I mean, I don't think I've ever seen the Mississippi River that low before. So we desperately need it at this point. And another problem I have, I was talking with my buddies the other day about this, and it doesn't necessarily mean the weather thing. It could actually start becoming a bigger problem if the Mississippi River starts becoming extremely dry, because it starts impacting the grocery store, it starts impacting everything else. So it's not only a weather problem, it can easily become a nationwide problem, excuse me, if the drought doesn't get itself together over the next couple of months here. Okay, so let me see here. So about Russellville, Arkansas, same thing for you guys on Wednesday. Wind and hail, main threat. Praying for some rainfall. Guys, go out, do some rainfall dances, do something, wash your cars. Let's get some rainfall going across the area here, because if we don't get this going, and soon, the drought is just going to continuously get worse across the area here. But Russellville, like I said before, you guys are under that marginal risk, I believe, for potential seeing severe. Well, let's back this up, actually, to our graphic here. Okay, so this is the severe weather threat here. It goes from just east of Fayetteville down to just south of Russellville. So Russellville, you're in it. It includes the metro over to Memphis, up towards Jonesboro. I do believe that this will end up coming further south across southern Arkansas here. I don't agree with South Arkansas not being in this risk. This is obviously a level 1 risk. Wind and hail will be the main risk as we get towards your Wednesday time frame. Saturday, right now, the severe weather threat I think will be very low. However, we will kind of watch it because I don't like warm front setups. If you know me personally, I don't trust warm front setups. They always are sneaky and they always overproduce. So we'll have to watch that as we get towards your Saturday time frame here across the area. So let me see here. So we're very dry here. Let me see. The favorite area for rainfall, I saw that The favorite area for rainfall right now would be across central and south Arkansas. North Arkansas, you probably deal with the first thing Wednesday morning. We'll have to watch and see what happens with that activity coming out of the Missouri area, Missouri and eastern Oklahoma. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But that activity won't make it because there's still some dry air kind of lingering around on Wednesday. And then there will be additional shower and thunderstorm development as we get towards Wednesday afternoon and then Wednesday evening here. Main threat, wind and hail. Obviously, you know me personally. I don't trust non-tornadic setups here in Arkansas. Something that we can get like a random warning or whatever, so I'm always on guard with that. So if anything happens on Wednesday, we'll be here and we'll be alive, obviously, here. But I'm really excited about the rainfall coming up as we get towards this Wednesday time frame here. If you guys, I saw a photo earlier about the Mississippi River, and it's bad. I mean, there's this one, this comment, Keesler, Mississippi County, looks like we've had sand and dust storms over there with the plowing the farmers are doing out there. And I said before, it's becoming a very dire situation for us here in Arkansas. If we don't get any rainfall, significant rainfall soon, this could become a very ugly situation across the area here. Let's kind of play a little bit of Fantasyland a little bit and take this GFS out to about 384 here. Now, obviously, I think late month, and I talked about this briefly in the winter outlook, late month, I do believe we'll start getting into a little bit more of an active pattern. Obviously, that will include severe weather. But it will bring some additional rainfall here. So there is a light at the very end of this dark tunnel that rainfall chances may start to increase as we get towards later this month and in the early part of your November time frame here. As the western trough starts getting going, eastern starts seeing the ridging kind of getting going, and that's will start helping the rainfall chances here. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, I do believe we will pay for it with the severe weather threat, but I will take the rainfall, even if it comes with a severe weather threat. We'll take the rainfall at this current time here, okay? So let me see here, North Little Rock. Let me see here. Let me go over here. See, praying for rainfall here. I do agree with that. I've been praying for rainfall across this area here. See if you guys got any questions, let me know. I think I answered the one about Faulkner County. We desperately need some rainfall here, guys. Yeah, do a rainfall dance. Do something, guys, because we desperately need the rainfall across the board here. Now, obviously, with the GFS, don't take this for granted. This is beyond 10 days out here, but it does kind of indicate that we'll get into a more of an active pattern as we get towards late this month and the early part of your November time frame here. So I'm going to bat this up. Let's take a look at the FE3 here. I like using the FE3. This particular model is pretty good with this. And you guys can see, let's take this out a little bit. Up there in northwestern Arkansas, I say between tonight and Tuesday, we will have to watch this area closely for potential some rainfall chances here. Disturbance kind of gets going over there. Unfortunately, too much dry air here in central and southern Arkansas, so you won't see a lot here. But let's take this out just a little bit further and see if I can get this out to 3 hours. And you can see the rainfall going across northwestern Arkansas. Could be some activity late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, some spotty showers, thunderstorms, 20% or less across the state. And then as I said before, I'm going to keep an eye on this particular coverage up here in Missouri here, because this may actually kind of extend down into northern Arkansas here as we get towards first thing Wednesday morning. And what will end up happening is it could set up an outflow boundary. And the outflow boundaries kind of have to be watched, especially on severe days, because it could lead to a very localized tornado threat. Right now, not really harping on the tornado threat too much, but I would keep a very close eye on here. But you can see much of the day on Wednesday, not much going on. It sends a boundary down, and you can see an explosion of thunderstorms from central into the eastern Arkansas here, and then kind of carries down into southern Arkansas as you get towards Wednesday night and early Thursday morning. Much cooler and drier air follows behind this front of boundary, by the way. Comes back to the north on Saturday, additional rainfall chances. And then on Sunday, much cooler air comes through, maybe talking about frost as we get towards next week here, okay? So let me see here. Let me see, go over here real quick. And that's a great comment, Mark. We can always prepare for severe weather here. Can't do too much to prevent or prepare for a drought. I know. And I said before, that's the biggest thing in the fall. And this is the reason why we need tropical systems in the summertime, because it kind of helps get the ball going for the fall. This is what we've seen in 2020. We've seen this in 2021, where we've had a tropical system come in, give us a lot of rainfall, and in the fall, we don't have a lot of issues with the drought because we're still reaping the reward from the tropical system. So unfortunately, this year was kind of like almost a 2010 repeat where we didn't have anything in the Gulf except for Ian that went through Florida. But nothing impacted us here in Arkansas. So we had no rainfall, we had nothing to go off of, and now we're getting into the fall, and it's becoming more and more difficult to get sustained rainfall across this area here. And unfortunately, if this progressive pattern continues, the drought and the wildfire danger is just going to continue to skyrocket. And I saw that one comment about the wildfire danger. Why is it not an extreme? Because it takes a lot to get to an extreme. And unfortunately, if we don't get a lot of rainfall soon, I do believe we will kind of make a run for the extreme category in the wildfire danger. As a matter of fact, I can probably pull it up for you guys at this point here. Give me 1 second here. At this point. So there's the drought. Let's go over the drought monitor here. There it is right there. So this is what we got. Severe drought over here in Pulaski County now, starting to come over here in western Arkansas. Southern Arkansas, you're still reaping the benefits of seeing some rainfall earlier on in September, but unfortunately that's not going to matter over the next couple of weeks, because you guys will start seeing the drought down there over the next couple of weeks down there here. But some rainfall opportunities as we get towards Wednesday and Saturday. We'll have more coming up in your forecast coming up shortly here. Okay, so let me see here. I think that's it for all the comments here. I see that one. Let me see here. So any rainfall down there in southern Arkansas and Nashville area, I say on Wednesday, 30 to 40% chance. Really depends on the initiation. We'll have more data coming in tomorrow, and then Wednesday, we're obviously going to have another live stream tomorrow evening. Derek will be joining me for that one, but 30 to 40% chance on Wednesday. I think better rainfall chances will come as we get towards Saturday. Let's talk about that Saturday time frame real quick, and we'll kind of end this live stream here. Let me see if I can go over to this real fast here. So let's talk about that Saturday time frame here. And I saw this with the 0Z last night. I think it backed off with this one, but let's take a look at the 12Z real quick. And let's take this out all the way to that Saturday time frame here. So Wednesday is going to be kind of scattered activity. Here we are as we get towards your Saturday time frame here. Okay, so this is going out 3 hours, and this is Friday night and Saturday. Not much going on during the day on Saturday. The front boundary starts coming back north. There's a warm front. There it is on Saturday, and kind of explosion of thunderstorms across the area. Gonna have to watch this close. Let's take a look at your dew points real fast, and let's see what we got at this point here. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that Saturday time frame here. Well, the dew points, obviously, upper 50s, low 60s. You can obviously see where your warm front is across the area. So your warm front kind of stretches right through here. You get thunderstorms. These would be elevated thunderstorms. Obviously, we a hail producer on Saturday into the Sunday time frame here. Not a tornado threat, not really, but we'll have to watch it closely here. But obviously, we'll have to watch for some rainfall potential, and then you can see by the time we get towards late Saturday and the Sundays, really got some showers, thunderstorms ongoing, and then it's out of here by the time we get towards Sunday night and early morning. Obviously, this is the Euro. GFS is not really our best friend. If you go GFS, it's really wanting to continue to drought across the area here. But the Euro is definitely wanting to bring some rainfall across the area as we get towards this weekend here. Okay, so you guys have any more questions, let me know. If you don't, I do appreciate you guys for tuning in. Amy, I saw the one about the rainfall dance. Guys, do it, please. We need it. All right, so it's very depressing seeing the dry rivers, especially the Mississippi River, because that can become a long-term problem if we don't get any solid rainfall across that area here. Let me see here. I'm double checking to make sure we don't have any missed comments here. Okay, so let me see here. I'll take whatever I can get. So for rainfall chances right now, better shot across central and south Arkansas. I would say 40 to 50% at this point. Saturday, you may have a better shot of seeing rainfall across the area here. Let's back this up to the severe weather graphic real fast here. Okay, so kind of reiterating what I've been talking about. If you're just now tuning in, we've got a marginal risk across central and northeastern Arkansas. I think that will come further south with tonight's update. Mainly a hail and wind risk. Spread a word about this, guys. Timing right now looks to be Wednesday afternoon to Wednesday evening. North Arkansas, Wednesday morning, I will watch you guys. I think it will probably be a wind and hail threat up there if any storms start getting going. First thing Wednesday morning here. Should not be a whole lot of activity, guys, but we'll take what we can get across the area. Rainfall totals, we're talking 1/4 of an inch. Some areas may get very lucky to see an inch of rainfall, but nothing too significant across the area here. And also, to back this up in terms of tomorrow, keep an eye on this wildfire danger here, okay? So remember, tomorrow, don't throw out your cigarette butts, don't burn or anything like that. Just keep doing what you guys have been doing over the last couple of weeks here, but it's a little bit more enhanced tomorrow because wind gusts are going to be around 25 to 30 miles per hour here, okay? So I think that is it. across the area here. I think I see that's all the comments I see right now here. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. As mentioned before, your 7-day forecast will be coming up around 7:38 this evening, and then join us tomorrow for another live at 6, where our chief forecaster Derek and myself coming back. We'll have more to talk about in terms of specific timing, who's going to see what on Wednesday, and then we'll keep you guys updated on that Saturday and Sunday time frame here. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here in your source for all things Arkansas weather.